Hey guys, welcome to my channel Success Sequence where we daily analyze Nifty and Bank Nifty for the important move and expected level for the next day. So as suggested in my previous video, you can see that the level which I suggested that the market most likely should face resistance was hold today, and market did face some sort of resistance there and closed sort of lower. And I also hinted you guys by saying that the white line, the 8 days simple moving average is running above, and the red line is also tilting downside. So this sort of was suggesting some sort of down move to come, and the stable to bullish kind of expectation was there. However, the resistance was likely to prevail and it did prevail. So what we should do now and what are the further expectation from here, that is what we are going to discuss today, and we are going to do it step by step by first looking at the option chart data. So 10,000 to 10,500 is a broad option activity range. Option activity range suggests the maximum movement during the expiry which a particular indices is likely to take. So here we are talking about the bank, here we are talking about the Nifty and the Bank Nifty, and the first we are discussing the Nifty. So 10,500 to 10,000 is suggesting that the market broadly most likely to see a 300 sort of odd move on either side. Now if you see the time left is very little, so what you can consider from, or what you can infer from this particular kind of option activity range is you need to analyze the particular strike prices and then come out with your own analysis. So if we do that for the call chart data, what I can see that 10,300 to 10,500 is acting as a broad resistance for the market. So call writing has happened. On a lower side, I can see that the 10,000 to 10,250 call longs have covered. So that is something stable to bearish kind of move, and on a higher side we can see a stable to bearish kind of move as well. So both the broad part of the call chart data from 10,250 and onwards and 10,300 and onwards are suggesting a stable to bearish move, and you can also see that the resistance are now trending effective. So what you can expect is the market can go down from here if the resistance hold continuously, and if the market is able to break that particular resistance, you can see an upside. We are also going to look at the targets if the market goes up or down in a bit. So let us check the put chart data. I can see 10,250 is the level. I can see a fresh bearish position is created. So market participants are expecting some sort of down move from 10,250 levels. So since the market is trading at 10,370 right now, 10,250 is the broad expectation of the market participants as per the option chart data is concerned. On a higher side, I can see that the put shorts has covered, and on a lower side, I can see that put writing has happened or put long has covered. So 10,000 to 10,150 we can still see a put writing has happened. So what the maximum downside you can consider after analyzing the put option chart data is that 10,150 will act as a good support in case the market falls. uh, Now if you analyze the technical indicators, you can see that the MACD is turning negative. However, the bearish crossover is not yet generated, but it is turning negative. RSI is going down, CCI is facing resistance, and historical volatility is at all-time low. So what you should expect from this particular analysis is that if the volatility increases, it goes well with the bearish move. So if the volatility increases tomorrow, you can expect some sort of bearish move and a level till the 13 days exponential moving average, which is right now placed at 10,330. Or if it falls very sharply, you can see the level till 10,300. Final target would be 10,258. So that much kind of move you can see if the volatility steeply increases. uh, in my previous video also I did mention that the CCI faces facing resistance on a higher side, so expect some sort of volatility on a stable to bullish side. But since the market was not holding on a higher side, we can definitely expecting some sort of down move to come, and that what we did see. So honestly, I was expecting that the market will trade stable to bullish side, and it will broadly face resistance at a high level. But since the market is already opened at a high level, it need to see some sort of lower move, which it did so. However, the on a higher side it was not able to sustain and finally close below. So if you broadly analyze this particular single candle, it is suggesting that there is an uncertainty among the market participants. So what you should do from right now, right now, considering all this position, is you should wait for the market to take a particular trade. if you are with me my WhatsApp broadcast, I first and foremost thing I would like to clarify something is that we are not trading on a daily basis. We need to observe the market, and if there is any particular move, a good move, that is also aligning with our analysis, then only we trade. So if you are with me on my WhatsApp broadcast, don't expect a daily trading or daily update. The video is the must thing. What you can do is you can watch the video on a daily basis and learn something from your of your own, and then if you want to trade, you can trade considering the level suggested. However, it is advisable that you should not try it with your money first and trade on do some trading on a paper trade basis, and then you can try and trade as per your analysis. Now what I feel is market, if at all market goes down and breaks 8 days exponential moving average, I think the market should go down, but there is a support because the moving average is placed quite near. So I think on a downside you should not trade unless the option chart data suggests a good move. On a higher side, I don't see market breaking this particular resistance because it's a very tough resistance. So if at all market trades on a higher side, you can expect a stable to range bound kind of market on a higher side. So as always I feel 10,408 or now as you can see 10,380 or 10,400 will act as a resistance. If it breaks on a higher side, you can wait for the market to trade it, you can wait for the market to get settled, and if it trades on a higher side, you can place a stop loss below 10,380 or 10,400, and then aim for a particular move. And the maximum move what I expect from this kind of market is just a second, let me tell you, 10,440 kind of move you can expect. If at all it breaks on a higher side, 10,450 will be the maximum move on a higher side. So that was my analysis for the Nifty. Now let us see what the Bank Nifty is suggesting and how you can trade, if at all if you want to trade, because the market is very bad and it's not going anywhere. It is going up, going down, and not giving any uh, particular move to trade on. So option chart data first. What I can say is spend 25,000 to 26,200 kind of option activity range, 800 points on downside and 400 points on upside. Now let us see the call data first. I can see a good amount of call writing on a higher side and good amount of call long covering on a lower side. So this all in all suggests a stable to bearish kind of move on a higher side, and as you can see the market is facing resistance on a higher level. And now what I feel, the resistance will be effective because you can see you can observe here a bearish crossover has already formed. Now let us check the put chart data first. I can see a very strange kind of position in the put side because I can see bearish position at 25,800, 26,100, 26,200, or and I can also see a put writing in between like 20 5 600, 25 700, 25 300, 25 400. On a lower side I can again see put long covering and put writing. So market data is very confusing, and let me admit that for the past 10 to 12 days of market is trading in a very I don't know what should I say, a very random manner, and we are not able to break the market that accurately, that because the kind of market behavior is that it's very erratic, and it's not giving any sort of hint, and it's moving here and there. Now let us see what the particular range for this Bank Nifty is. 25,673 or 670 as you may like, or 25,930 is the broad range for the market, and market need to break this particular range to get any sort of good move. If it breaks on a downside, the downside target, the first target would be what I feel is 25,550. So it's a good downside move if at all that happens, but for that you need to observe the bearish crossover, and the bearish crossover needs to get strong. The MACD is holding on a higher side, it need to give a bearish crossover, and RSI need to break its 55 days exponential move. CCI now strangely is trading in a positive zone, so again there is a confusion among the confusion here. Now the volatility is all time down, so it can increase, but if it increases it can suggest a down move. So this is not this is not at all going to give us any sort of indicator, and better wait rather than trading in this kind of market, because most of the market participants that are trading in this kind of range bound or rather erratic market going to end up losing the money. So I think you should wait, and if there is any update I'll definitely give you that update on my WhatsApp broadcast. So that's it for today's video guys, and let me tell you something, I'm also trying some strategies for the stock. However, they are not that effective, and since the stock lot covers an option, I'm talking about the option lot is very high in stock. I need to confirm my strategy, but I am working on it. I am getting fairly successful results, but I need to confirm that for more 2 3 days. And as soon as I am ready with my strategy, I am going to start sharing that particular strategies with you on guys on my YouTube only. So if you want to join me for that, you can make sure to subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon so that you can not so that you cannot miss any update. And share it with your friends and family who are interested in technical analysis. And as always, if you have any doubt or a comment or question, you can always mention it in the comment section of the video. Thank you guys.